looking for a Ukrainian wife, you also want to know why Ukraine is great. Because hopefully one day this country will become part of your life, part of your little world that you're going to create with your future wife. And talking about why Ukraine is great was one of the subjects of our speaking club, which is a regular event that takes place in my office. We do an online Zoom meeting between our ladies and male clients, and we discuss all sorts of subjects related to relationship and love and everything else that matters. So we gather 9 p.m. Kyiv time on Thursdays. I make announcements in my Telegram channel for gentlemen. You can see the link to the channel in this video description, and please join us and contribute as well. So why Ukraine is great? First of all, have you heard of the fact that helicopter is a Ukrainian invention? Sikorsky invented the helicopter and launched it in 1940. And did you know that Ukraine is the fourth highest literacy in the world among the people? The CD was invented in Ukraine. The vaccines against plague and cholera were invented by Ukrainian. The X-ray, the space rocket, the postal code, the framework beehive are also Ukrainian inventions. You can read more about it on the internet. I put just two websites that I use for these kind of facts about Ukraine, but part of your learning about Ukraine and Ukrainian world is Googling it, why Ukraine is great, or top facts about Ukraine, and you'll get all sorts of that information. I'm not even mentioning the fact that now Ukrainian men are protecting the world from the huge aggressor. And while we're still doing that and surviving these difficult times, I want to talk about greatness of Ukraine. So men and women were talking about these things, and men who have been to Ukraine have shared their vision of what they really like traveling, and I'm going to share it in this video, so keep watching. And women, and many of them are now everywhere in the world, from Malaysia to France, they have shared what they are actually missing being out of Ukraine, and things that they really got used to but they can't see anymore, or they can't yet see in European countries or different continents where they are now. So number one thing that both men and women absolutely adore and love are Ukrainian people. Yes. Foreign men are very attracted to Ukrainian women. And they are saying about the nature of the family-oriented nature, kindness, caring nature of Ukrainian women. And they are saying that Ukrainian women aren't so feministic, and they are not sticking their independence into your eyes, and they don't have to prove that they are strong. They are just strong, they are just clever, they are just very well educated, and they take it as part of their lives. So Ukrainian people as overall is the number one thing that is great about Ukraine. Well, Ukrainian people are contributing to the world, and I have named those things that were our Ukrainian contribution into the world global progress of knowledge, of achievement. And now the number one thing that a lot of Ukrainian men contribute into the world is the IT sector. If you're looking for a serious and very good IT specialist, most likely it will be a Ukrainian man. Ukrainian IT products are world known, and Ukrainian men are part of the teams, if not the leaders of the teams, in creating such products as WhatsApp, as Ukrainian man was starting it, then Grammarly, a very famous writing service that can proofread any text and check if this is an original text. That's like a genius invention. Like Deposit Photos, which is a photo storage bank, and many other websites that facilitate our lives so much that makes it really easier. Our men are so clever that they go to Silicon Valley, they learn it there, they come back and they bring it to the world, or they bring it back to Ukraine. We have the very famous mobile apps such as Dia, which actually beats corruption and on a small level, and helps a lot to Ukrainian citizens to have their passports issued, to have the documents from the government received, to make appointments for doctors, to sign documents. It's actually your citizen life in an app. Also, we have apps dedicated to city administration, Kyiv Digital, and people can even pay for subway or pay for their transport in the Kyiv City app. So Ukraine is not only creating mobile products or digital products for the world, we are also using it ourselves, and IT is a leader. Now going back to the real subjects of our conversation during the speaking club, because my point was not singing glory songs to how great Ukraine is. We know the pros and cons, but talking about what people actually know, what comes to them when they travel to Ukraine, and in terms of men, and what women love about Ukraine and miss when they are abroad. So here's what men said. Number one that they have noticed, and provided they've been there, so is nature and forests. Nature in terms of fields. And yes, this is true that Ukraine has like top fertile soil in the world. This black soil is very rich. So when where we have black soil, which is central Ukraine, yeah, we have our fields. And where we have mountain areas, we have forests. So forests grow well, and people do take care. We do take care of our forests. And that was obvious to those men who have seen it. Other things is, well, if you're coffee lovers, you will have a great supply of great coffee anywhere in Ukrainian cities. Yes, it's a coffee culture. We have little kiosks where you can have all sorts of coffee, and they will know what is flat white, what is doppio, what is espresso, what is not espresso but espresso, and what is like coffee-based drinks. And people actually adore that, and it became very quickly it became part of our culture. So if you are a coffee lover, you're gonna love it here. Also, places for going out. We love to go out, we socialize a lot, and those places begin from places for events like opera, theater, concerts, which is like world-class level, opera, ballet, concerts, performances, symphony, for a very reasonable price, by the way, as stated by the guys. To places like restaurants, cafes, coffee bars, not coffee shops, because they are in Amsterdam. That's a different story. We don't have them. It's illegal. But cocktail bars, and affordable restaurants with very good service and good prices for the amazing food that you're getting. So that was all the guys who have traveled to Ukraine mentioned that. Gentlemen mentioned the infrastructure. In big cities, we have a very well developed infrastructure of buses, minibuses, trolley buses, trams, and public transport. And all this is in the Google Maps, and you can find your way now way easier. Plus, a very well developed taxi system that exists, and you can easily get from A to B when you want to be somewhere in Ukraine. other things are deeper, like political freedom. Men who think and who observe what's happening around have noticed that we don't have such a great amount of cameras everywhere, and they don't feel being watched so precisely as they do in their countries. Plus, the freedom of speech, the freedom of self-expression is also noticeable in Ukraine as compared to the Western world. Such things as everyday stuff that are post terminals. We have like a set of post boxes that you can come with your mobile phone and get your post delivered to the nearest one that is walking distance from you. Now these kind of things starts all over Europe, but we have had it for quite a while. And the digital services that are also very easily available, and good service strategies are very well integrated into those online resources. If you order anything, starting from food delivery online to buying clothes online, is very well developed. Shopping malls were impressive for the gentlemen, and the level of availability of those shopping malls started for different type of budget, starting from small budget to like high end. And many men mentioned that when they travel to Ukraine, they shop here, they buy clothes, and they buy different, yeah, basically clothes, and specifically doing it willingly when they shop for each other, when they pick stuff, and it becomes really a good activity at an affordable level. And banking system. The guys who love Ukraine, who've been here, take value in the banking system, and although not all the banks will open an account to an expat or to a foreigner, it's relatively easy to do. And if you are interested, you can ask me, and I will tell you which banks. Well, one of the gentlemen mentioned the Credo Bank, where he could open a banking account. As an American, he brought his a certificate that states the resource of his income, which is like a salary document, a statement from an employer, and some other documents, and he could have it done. And then he can easily transfer money from his American account to his Ukrainian account and pay for other things. So altogether, gentlemen mentioned that if you are looking for a wonderful Ukrainian wife, you need several things. Number one, Ukrainian SIM card, which does not expire unless you put payments on it. And putting payments on your Ukrainian mobile phone is possible from a Ukrainian banking card. So you either have a friend putting that money, or you open a banking account and you fill your Ukrainian SIM card from your online from your Ukrainian banking card. Which is very easy and practical. So having Ukrainian phone and having Ukrainian banking account is a must-have if you want to have a Ukrainian wife. So 3 things. Yeah, phone, wife, and banking account, which is like obviously the most necessary thing nowadays, which is communication and money. Women who are living abroad have mentioned other things. And things that they are missing the most. Number one, medical services. Surprisingly enough, but medical services, starting from laboratories to pharmacies, to getting medical medicine and medical advice, is much easier available in Ukraine for them, and also at a more affordable price. You don't have to line up for several months to get medical help, or if you have like a serious case to do the surgery, you get it immediately. And you just go to a state hospital and you do it. That is governmental based, and they do care about you. And this is number one thing that's different in Ukraine than anywhere in the West, because our insurance system isn't so well developed, and our doctors will not make you wait when you are in pain with a fracture or anything that is urgent. They treat you right away. Same thing about services, because service is number one in Ukraine. You may be annoyed as a foreigner who isn't used to it when in the restaurant a guy comes, or a girl, a waiter, comes back and forth, picking up a napkin, bringing something, taking away a dirty plate. That's called service. And our waiters are tip based, and you tip as much as you love the service, so they try hard and they give you the service. And um, uh, like for a simple thing like having an extra napkin, you can be charged more somewhere in Europe, as some of the women have stated. And of course, banking services that are more digital, more secure when it comes to local cards, and are more varied. For example, our banks are encouraging you to use your banking card, your plastic, and they even give you bonus for using the card in terms of chargeback. And some women said, yeah, that is cool to have like extra couple of hundred of hryvnias if you're paying with your card. And another interesting thing that women mentioned, especially those who live in France, is this small talk that is very important in France. For example, you need to be très jolie. You need to be talking about, as they say, nonsense, and be nice. In Ukraine, and this is, it's not a judgment, but this is something they have observed. You don't have to be nice. You just come, you solve the problem, and you go. Because people don't have a lot of time for nice talks. And this is something that women are getting used to. They are learning how to be nice, how to be, let's say, polite. And it's not that we are not polite, but we look at it differently and we pay different attention to these kind of things. So overall, as you can understand from this video, Ukraine is great. Yeah, goes without saying. And Ukrainian women are wonderful, caring, amazing, and family-oriented, which goes also without saying. But there are many things in Ukraine that are making our country easy to live, connected to the world, and good place, despite the difficulties and despite the war that we are going through. So these things and more are important to know when you are looking to connect to a person from Ukraine. So discover more and find more information online. Not only books are important, but also different online resources. I have put several online resources as the links to this video, so you can see what I used as resources for information for making this video. Join my Telegram channel to learn more about events that I'm making, about joining the new speaking clubs that I'm going to make. And when you have enough information, then do something. Watching videos isn't enough, is a start. But when you are strong enough understanding that the challenge of having a foreign wife can be part of your love story, then come to my matchmaking consultation and let me help you understand how you can make it part of your love story, and we will make it possible for you, because this is my calling, to help men and women find each other, and I'm gladly going to help you when you are ready to come. So see you on my interview and on my speaking class.